March is National Nutrition Month here in the United States. Dr. Rachana Kulkarni is Chief Cardiologist with Somerset Medical Center, here now to talk nutrition. Good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Clearly, we live in a society where there just isn't enough time to eat, and it's taking a toll. Am I right?
Absolutely.
All right. And where is it taking the toll most? High cholesterol?
High cholesterol is a good starting point. Let's talk about cholesterol. Cholesterol is a waxy substance that flows through our blood vessels. Though some cholesterol is needed for our body to function, our brain to function, excess cholesterol does deposit in our blood vessels.
So we've got the good cholesterol and the bad cholesterol is what you're saying.
Yes.
Right, right.
The good cholesterol is cholesterol that drives that excess deposition from the blood vessels and gets rid of it. The higher the good cholesterol number, the better off we are.
So a high cholesterol is a problem. What issues does this cause when it comes to your health?
High cholesterol narrows blood vessels. It forms plaque, narrows blood vessels. That narrowing of blood flow can cause compromised blood flow to the brain, which can cause stroke, and to the heart, which can cause a heart attack.
Well, how can you check your cholesterol?
Oh, it's very simple. Cholesterol can be checked with a simple fasting blood test that everyone should have after when they're 40. Okay.
How often should you have this test? Every year?
Once a year.
Once a year. Okay, so you fast and then have a simple blood test is what you're saying, and it's that easy?
It's that easy because high cholesterol does not give us any symptoms. So it kind of stealthily builds up in our blood vessels, compromising blood flow to vital organs. So a simple blood test can help us detect whether or not we have this problem.
Well, that's an interesting point you bring up, that there are no symptoms. If there are no symptoms and you're somebody who's grabbing food on the go all the time, how do you know what food to eat, what not to eat? Some people say, well, my grandmother lived to be 100 years old, which mine did, and, you know, cooked with lard. How do you know what to eat, what not to eat?
That's a great question. Some simple guidelines. First of all, we need to know whether or not we have this problem. As I said, a simple blood test can help us detect that, but a questionnaire about our own diet, if we start asking ourselves, do I eat a lot of fast food on the go? Because you don't have to eat fast food on the go. We can make some wise choices. But do I eat a lot of fast food? Is my diet pretty liberal in red meat? Do I cook with a lot of butter, a lot of lard? If we find ourselves answering yes to most of these questions, probably our diet is high in cholesterol, and we might have a cholesterol problem.
So you really need to think about what you're buying, so that's going to take preparation. What are the good choices to make?
Most of the times, women are buying groceries for the house. So they kind of control what goes in the pantry. So my suggestion is, ladies, shop wisely. Read the labels. In the meat section, choose turkey, choose chicken instead of red meat, instead of bacon.
So ground turkey is a good alternative to ground beef?
Absolutely.
Not
turkey
a big taste
hamburgers,
difference. Turkey hamburger.
pretty good.
Right.
Not that much of a big taste difference.
You've got kids, they're not eating vegetables. You know, what kind of things can you encourage to make sure your children are getting the proper nutrition? Because if you don't do it right, if you don't install these good eating habits when they're children, they're going to grow up a fast food nation.
Absolutely. And that's why it's never too early to start instilling good diet habits. We are in a habit of handing out our kids fast food just for convenience, and our lifestyles are just so much packed.
We're on the go.
We're on the go constantly. Yeah. It's a good idea to get them some vegetables, fresh fruit, starting our breakfast with fresh fruit such as an apple, banana. It's a good start for the day. That gives you, ideally we should have 4 to 5, 6 servings of fruits and vegetables. We can incorporate that as a snack and make it mandatory to have vegetables.
And it is okay to have some sweets from time to time.
Absolutely.
All in moderation is the key?
All in moderation is the key. If you're going out, if you're having dessert.
Going out.
Having dessert, you don't have to have every single one does not need to have dessert. Yeah,
right.
Have a dessert, share it, split it. Because what I think is, if you have one spoonful, or if you have 10 spoonfuls, it's going to taste the same.
All taste the same.
So,
Doctor, we thank you so much for taking the time to give us some good, healthy eating advice. Now, if only I will follow that advice. I will try my best.
my pleasure.
All right.